remove the title slide. Now
I can actually.
everybody can see us. Alright. So hello everybody and welcome to today's weekend show. Who's developing now? We actually have the creator here, ArenMook from Tasharan Entertainment. That's right. I was thinking it's like Tasharan Studio. We just talked about the pronunciation, but anyway. Yeah. So, it's awesome to have you on here. Thank you very, very much for coming. So, Windward is awesome. I see a lot of kind of influences from a lot of different games kind of going into it. What are some of the major influences? And by the way, folks, I'm just going to connect and start getting into gameplay. If you have Windward, you can just join. The IP is posted on the Steam event for it. And otherwise, just tune in and watch. Or you can even buy the game. I believe $20 early access. You can get it on Steam right now, if I'm not mistaken. So you could just do that, and then once again, find the IP and get on in. It's a real easy game to learn and get into. It's more the strategy and the long-term gameplay that's really the most important part and what's so awesome about it. So we're connecting to the server. Now this server is a pretty neat one. It's a public server that I've seen hosted. They allow you to bring your own ships in, I believe, but it's mostly that you can't do the creative tools. You can't adjust the terrain and stuff. Challenge is pretty well scaled up, so it's more difficult, but better goodies, and I like better goodies. And the combat damage is at 90%, which, that's fine. It's just going to slow things down ever so slightly. It's pretty good. So we have choices of where we can kind of start out here. I'm actually going to go to challenge level 1 first, and we'll kind of go from there. Alright. So one of the games that initially myself and some other folks saw was Sid Meier's Pirates, and a lot of that kind of style from the game. Did you draw a lot of influence from that? Were you even familiar with it when you got started?
Well, let me put it this way. In the Game Developers Conference 2012, I think it was 2012, yeah, I walked up to Sid Meier and basically asked him if he minds if I make a game that is heavily influenced by his Pirates game. And he said, yeah, it's cool, just go ahead. It was actually after his talk about game developers copying other game developers for influence or something along those lines. So I kind of joked about it, so I was not really asking him as a serious question or anything, but it was just cool that he said, yeah, just go for it, do whatever you want, it's fine. So yeah, it is definitely drawing a lot of influence from that particular game. I always played it and felt that there was a lot missing to that game, and some things were in it that really should not have been in it, like dancing, for example.
Yeah, all that like courting and stuff was, for some people they enjoy it because it's that little extra element of role playing, but at the same time it's just I saw it to be extraneous, and it's like, man, do you really have to deal with that stuff? Come on.
Yep. And then there's the problem of getting old and the fact that the map is always the same. There's no randomness to it. There's, the next time you play the game is going to be exactly the same thing. So
yeah,
I figured, well, how can I improve this? And I just decided to make a game that is procedurally generated to begin with, so you get a different experience every time you play it. And I also wanted to be able to play with my friends as well. That was very important to me. Because, quite frankly, just playing it by myself, yeah, it's fun and interesting and all, but being able to play with a friend, it's so much more interesting.
Oh yeah.
So, that's how I started on Windward.
Very cool, very cool. It's really a lot of fun. See, cloth dye, cloth dye. I'm fine with my green sail. So, The first time I actually played, I was assigned to a green team, so it made a lot more sense. Now it's, I guess I'm rocking the Christmas ship here. Oh well. So there, and I see there's a lot of customization depending on your style and how you want to play, or if you're playing with your friends and you want to have like one person's kind of the point man that gets there a lot faster, and then you have a couple of heavy hitters behind that are more like, you know, high defense and high firepower, but they're just meant to kind of run parallel alongside the target and blast it to hell.
Yep. And later, in the late game, you get a lot of different gear, so you can actually specialize your ship exactly how you want it to be.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to go for a lot of damage equipment and basically kind of neglecting defense, you can go for that. So you'll be like a glass cannon, basically. You'll be able to bring down the enemies really quickly, but on the other hand, if you get hit, well, you sink pretty quickly as well. So there's actually a ship for that. The high-end ship, the most expensive ship in the game right now, is a Corvette, and it is specifically designed for that. It is highly maneuverable, agile vessel, but it has like half the hit points of the Ship of the Line. And Ship of the Line is like the biggest ship there is in the game. So it's really up to how you want to play the game. If you want to be the biggest ship, you know, the toughest tank per se, you can go for that. Or, you know, DPS. Typical RPG. There's no healing in the game though. In the original Windward prototype that I created in 2012, there were healing cannonballs, and a lot of people were kind of about that, as you might expect. Like, what the hell is a healing cannonball? How can I get healed by getting shot? So in this game, in this version of the game, I decided not to include that and go for more of a realistic approach.
Yeah, blasting cement on your allies. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I can see that being kind of weird. I could see though I don't know, some mechanic where you pull up close and you can, you know, help them repair real quickly or whatever, if it's a really long repair process. So I'm really tempted to get this hull paint here. I think I'm gonna get it. So I'm gonna leave here. How do I actually equip it again?
Press I. I for inventory.
Right, there we go. I can't see which part that I painted from here.
Oh no, the stream is lagging behind, so I can't tell.
Oh, there we go. That's the part that I wanted. Ah, sweet.
A lot of people don't seem to realize that.
I got a nice fancy deck now. The luxury battleship. No, this thing isn't a battleship yet. Or rather, this won't be a battleship. I gotta buy my way into it. So, there was a question here from somebody about controller support, and I see Lady Aiju fielded the questions being worked on. Somebody was saying it kind of seems like Pirates. Yeah, well, we addressed that earlier. It's very much like Pirates, but better. And you really have like tackled all the best points and improved upon them. And I'm really happy. I was actually thinking about that earlier. It's like, well, what was the thing aside from the dancing and stuff that Pirates had that this didn't? And it was kind of the delineation between being like Navy versus a privateer versus a pirate versus a merchant. They seem like they were kind of different roles that had different implications to them. Here it just seems like everybody is kind of like, is it basically everybody's a free-for-all privateer, or are we all coming from different factions and eventually we can kind of battle each other in like the tougher areas?
There's PvP. I don't know if there's PvP on a particular server that you're playing though.
Okay.
I think there's only one faction there. Well, last time I checked there was only one faction. But normally, if you play on a server with friends and they choose different factions, then you can actually challenge their regions for yourself, and then you can end up PvPing. That is
Nice.
something I did a couple of weeks back. It's actually quite a bit of fun, especially if you get more than one faction or more than two factions together, say like 3 or 4. It can get very, very hectic. It's actually quite fun.
That pirate went down pretty quickly. Haha, you big ship, you are going to poach my kill, but you didn't even get here in time. Goofball. Oh, I see, never mind. They had their own little pirate target to kill. I really like just going out and hunting pirates. It's certainly a lot of fun.
It gets a lot more hectic later on as well. As you get bigger ships and you get more of them and you enter more challenging areas, it gets very fast-paced, basically.
Nice. So we have a question here from Deadeye DK. Is there a weather system implemented / planned for example, stormy, high seas, snow, fog, and such? And it looks like I've seen wind the entire time. I wasn't sure if it was actually affecting me or not.
Yep, it affects you. Sailing into the wind, you obviously sail quite a bit slower, but it depends on the statistics of your ship. If your speed is really high, you can actually negate that and eventually pretty much ignore it altogether. As for like other weather systems, if you go north into like northern climates, there's going to be snow falling. I also planned on adding like sandstorms if you go further south, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. There's no active weather per se, so it's not like it's gonna start raining while you're sailing, but it's something that I might add in a future update.
Very cool. How about are there going to be icebergs and other water-based hazards that'll be kind of hard to spot and potentially high damage?
I don't know about that. I don't like anything that would frustrate players. I try to minimize that. So generally, if you're sailing and all of a sudden you hit something you cannot see, it's quite frustrating, especially if you're trying to get away from a pirate.
Yeah. So this is kind of a funny thing, I guess, because it's PvE only. Most of the time when I'm trying to go hunt down a pirate, somebody else is already close and already gets there first.
Well, actually, if it's a pirate that was created from a quest, then the pirate is going to win all the time, because pirates that are created from a quest, they're actually invulnerable until a player gets there. Like this guy that was sailing nearby with the purple sails, he's actually one of the players.
Yeah.
So if it's near one of your quest targets, then that quest target is going to start taking damage and you'll die. You still are going to get credit though, it doesn't matter.
Right. That's true. It just seems a little bit weird. And yeah, I actually have seen like 8 people surround something and blast the hell out of it. And it's like, oh, you guys are just waiting for me to get close enough.
Yep. They're nice enough to wait for you.
I think I would need to wait till I get into the next zone to get some more improved stuff. Oh, construction supplies lighthouse. That's cool. 84. You know what? I'm gonna sail off into higher difficulty. I think this place really offers me no challenge. Too much saturation. Not enough opportunities for just raw battle.
Well, that's probably because you're playing on a server that is populated by other players. What's the map looking like? Is it all taken over by players by now?
Here, I'll sail to the edge and we'll be able to check it out.
You can actually press T at any time to bring up the world map and fast travel.
Neat. People don't use that to sneak out of battle quickly?
Nope, you cannot use it while in combat.
Oh, well that's fantastic. Okay, so here we go. So what designates an area as being conquered? Is it where there's the saturation of that faction's color in the area?
I didn't quite get that one.
On the map here, areas that aren't controlled by the player, or the areas that are controlled by the player, are colored in by the color of whatever faction they are. So I'm the red people, so the areas that are filled in more with red are the areas that we control. Is that right?
Yep. Yep,
Okay.
that's right. And the ones that are dark color, they're actually controlled by players. If you hover over, it tells you who's there, like what is percentage is controlled by pirates and what percentage is controlled by other factions. Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna have a pretty difficult time on this particular map. Mainly because all the lower level areas are taken over by players already, and the higher level ones are not, but they're going to be very challenging for your level 1 ship.
Well, I'm going to a level 3 area here with, it's mostly controlled by the players. There's a few enemies. I see there's somebody down here that's being attacked, so I'm going to join them and I guess buddy up and see if we can help clear the area. But I guess I do need to stave up and buy a better ship now, don't I?
A little bit, yeah.
Alright. That lighthouse is hostile, isn't it?
Well,
If it's
not-
if it's got a black dot and it's a lighthouse, that means it's pirate controlled.
Yep.
Okay,
You can
yeah.
actually open up the map by pressing M or clicking in the top right corner. Then you can hover over objects and it actually tells you what they are.
Gotcha. Very cool.
It's also a good way to tell what a city needs. If you open up a map and hover over it, it tells you what it produces and also what it requires.
Oh,
So you
that
can
makes
plan-
trade a lot easier.
Yep.
Oh man, I need to start doing that. Yeah, that's actually something I'd been wondering about, because I thought it was kind of interesting that you have to sail from point A to point B and back and forth, and it's like, well, what if there's like a catalog item or something that you can get that tells you about the other places in the area? But yeah, no, that'd be pretty cool. So they really need incense here, apparently. Whoops. If nothing else, the transport rewards are going to be more valuable here too. So that's definitely another reason why this place is at least more valuable. If I'm just going from point A to point B real quick, it's really not as dangerous. Though I do see a couple more towers along the way. They're finally going towards those ones towards the top where I was at earlier. Man, there's a lot of loot just hanging out here.
It's good for you. You can
Hell
pick
yeah.
it up.
I am. That is good stuff. An ornate chest. What
Yeah,
might
you can sell.
be? Okay.
Right click it, salvage it, and you get pretty much the same amount of money as if you were to sell it.
Cool.
Moby Duck was asking if there is any chance we'll see Steam Workshop support. Yes, it's actually a planned feature and something I'm going to be working within the next couple of days.
Nice. That's really cool. Man, there's just been like loot all over. You've probably just been seeing the beginning of it now. And some of it just disappeared there for some reason. Oh well.
It's limited, it's on a timer, it disappears after about 2 minutes of no one picking it up.
Gotcha.
It's only just to clear the area so there's not thousands of crates floating around.
Gotcha. I figured at some point the crates would, I don't know, start to pile up or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. You still end up seeing a lot of that in higher challenge areas when there's lots of pirates coming at you and you just keep destroying them. The crates will just keep popping out.
That's funny. I really like the little paths that they provide to get from point A to point B. It's definitely a much easier way, I guess. It's kind of nice, but is that something that people can disable on their server if they want, or?
It's actually something that I added as an experimental feature, and then I just ended up keeping it altogether. I don't know. I personally am kind of partial to it because it leads you all the way to where you're supposed to go, and there's pretty much no challenge in figuring it out for yourself. But on the other hand, it does make it quite a bit easier as you're just trying to relax, you know, doing trades, questing and whatnot. So that's why I kept it pretty much.
I gotcha.
And Lady Azul, I actually do sleep now. I have been getting a lot of rest recently, which is why the updates have slowed down a bit.
Probably for the better for your health.
Yep.
Sleep is a good thing. I like sleep. I don't get enough of it myself, but oh well. So yeah, it's definitely just a very casual game here for, I guess, if there isn't a whole lot of battle going on around me, it's kind of a casual game.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, it's casual while you're questing and whatnot, but if you're venturing out into a territory that is controlled by pirates, it is anything but. It gets very hectic very quickly. You're playing on a server right now, as I mentioned, that players have been taking over territories and captured it for you. Normally, if you were to do this yourself or do it with them, then you would see a lot of action, and it can be quite unforgiving in a ship that you're selling right now because it's the lowest ship, you know.
Yeah. So is it something, is there some way to balance that so people who are in lower level ships don't end up in situations where they really can't compete and participate?
Well, normally you would not be playing on a public server. This is just a server that is running, is hosted by some player. Frizzank is his name.
Okay.
He just hosts a player server, so that's what people are playing on, including yourself.
Okay.
But normally you would either be playing it by yourself, just by creating a new game, or you would be playing it with your friends. You would not be playing it on a public server. It's like this is not an MMO, right? It's just a game like Terraria, for example. You would not be playing a Terraria on a public server much. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but
Someone's just putting a bunch of stuff in my inventory.
he's trying to help you out. He's trying to get you better loot. He's one of the high level players.
Alright, so that seems like a pretty worthwhile crew. Where's the crew go? There they go.
With equipment like that, you'd be able to take on higher level challenges. It's nice.
Nice, very cool. So that's the captain. Alright, so let's get more diplomacy, more mobility, really more of everything with the new captain.
You can tell by follow the item.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
apparently
right
I'm
click it.
getting sieged here. Crap. Well, that could have gone worse. Alright, let's keep equipping things. Oh, I see, I've got to be in town to actually refit. That makes sense. There we go. More sail and way more speed. That's awesome. And mobility and accuracy. Nice. That was a pretty big time hookup from that guy.
Yeah. But for the future, keep in mind you can just right-click and equip items. You don't have to drag them to a destination.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Well, heck, I'm gonna sell my old stuff then.
How are you doing on the talent points? Press K.
You know, that's a great question. Yeah. Alright, okay. I've got 1 point available. I've spent a couple into a couple of different places. Adding mobility, adding some better aiming.
I suggest you boost hull. It's always good to be able to survive longer.
Reinforced hull. Yeah, that is a good idea.
With 3 points, you'll get a +5 hull. That's 50 hit points. It's
Ooh, I didn't
quite-
realize it goes up by 2 after the first level.
Mhm.
Nashville's been plundered by pirates. Well, great. I guess that's where we gotta head then. So what do the stars above a ship mean?
It's your kill points. So every time you get a kill shot on someone, you get a star. If you get 3 stars, next time you sail into a new area, you can actually bring an ally ship with you. If you get 6 stars, it turns into a skull, and you can order allies around for free. So instead of right-clicking ally ships to hire them, they will follow you on their own. And if you sail forth into a new region, you can actually bring 2 allies with you. So it's very helpful if you're trying to take on a region that is controlled by pirates, because obviously arriving there with allies is quite a bit better than just arriving there by yourself.
Yeah. For sure. Oh, I gotta get the hell out of there. They're probably gonna chase me down. That's fine, I'll just utilize this guard tower to help me out.
Some player was asking about Steam sales, about this game being on sale. Just so you guys know, we're not allowed to talk about that. So Steam developers cannot tell you of sales in advance. Even if they wanted to, they cannot. It's against the agreement.
That's right. Oh, I just got an accuracy specialist, apparently.
One of the most useful specialists are specialists that actually have regeneration on them. They will repair your ship while you're even in combat, which is quite useful.
That is awesome. Also, the regeneration, does it actually take the wood to use it, or does it happen resource free?
Resource free.
That's awesome.
Keep in mind.
Oh wow,
later-
that thing just one-shotted me. Sorry, what was that?
I was saying, keep in mind that where you repair actually matters. If you repair your ship in shallow water, you end up using a lot less wood. Oh, and Mousetrap, he's actually a player.
Oh really? Because that was, so he joined the pirate faction.
Yeah, you can actually play as a pirate by equipping a flag.
Ah, nice. So you know what? I think I'll kind of take your advice on trying more of the single-player experience here. So create.
You can actually draw your own world if you want. Like, you're not limited by what procedural generator creates for you. You can draw your own.
It doesn't allow me to randomize. Oh wait, I think I crashed it.
You crashed it?
I mashed random too many times. Now it's not responding to commands anymore.
That's not good.
Oh no. Whoops. Oh well. I can take care of that. There we go. Alright. And let's fire it back up here. Create. Nah, there's not enough room to write something. I'll just do something weird there. Alright. Next. Place faction. There, and I guess there. Choose starting faction. I'll start down here where it's nice. They can start up in the icy north.
It's actually nice up north as well. You get snow.
Maybe I should have started up there.
When Krem was playing a couple of days ago, he actually started up north. He spent the first like 3 hours just sailing around in the Arctic.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. You were kind of urging him, hey, maybe you want to, go take on a quest and take on some pirates or something.
Yeah, he had a roughest time with one town that was in the bottom left corner of the map. It was kind of in a narrow channel of water, and there was not a lot of room to maneuver. So every time he would pick up a quest there in that town to kill a pirate would spawn, and then he would end up running into the ground and basically dying. I think he tried it like 5 times total, and he mentioned he only beat it once or twice. So he had the roughest time with that particular town.
That's brutal. Yeah, people are commenting on liking the being able to see the fish and the birds and stuff. I think that's pretty cool too. It's definitely a really nice detail.
Mm-hmm.
Can you zoom in at all?
Nope.
It's
Can't zoom.
camera is all manual control.
It's all fixed basically for a specific experience. I actually tried it with a camera that you can rotate around, and it ended up just being kind of confusing to play, and it also didn't look as good, so I kind of kept it this way.
Gotcha. So here's a question. On this guy that I got here, it says slowly repairs damage. Now, it doesn't actually say regeneration. Does he actually repair stuff, or is he just joking?
Yep. That's the one. It repairs damage for you. But keep in mind that the regeneration is roughly 0.5% per second. So if you fight for 30 seconds, you get 15%. So is it worth it, or is it better to have a different one? Depends. Like if you're doing a lot of kiting, for example, running around and trying not to get hit, then it's definitely worth it. But if you're not, if the fights are quite short, then it might be worth to have someone else.
That's completely reasonable. This, though, I believe I can sell. I think I'll try the regeneration guy one time, see how it is. Alright. So is there any way I can bind chain shot to a key so that I don't have to
Yeah. Just right click it. You can right click anything that is on a hotkey, like even menu buttons, you can right click them and change them to be whatever you want.
Cool. So I see. Okay. Well then, I'm just gonna set those to things that I normally access. ZXCVB is usually my specials if I don't want to use 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So.
Do you use a thumb for that?
What was that? No.
Do you use a thumb person?
No, for ZX and C I just reach down from WASD. For V and B, I actually reach my my pointing finger over.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It works. I could always use F if I wanted to as well. Alright. So early on, it really is just kind of discovering things here and there, and I don't believe the starting area has pirates in it at all, does it?
Nope, starting area doesn't have any pirates unless you actually create them using one of the quests. Like if you summon a pirate through a specific quest, then it will appear, and you actually have to kill it. Gotcha.
So that's a simulated player there that just ran up on that sandbar there. You'll see it in just a moment. Because this isn't nobody's connecting to my server. This is just me on my own, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
They're not actually players, they're AI. If you bring up the map and hover over them, it actually, I guess it might not even tell you if it's a player or not. I should do something about that.
It says friendly ship, it doesn't specify a player or not. Would it actually say friendly player instead of friendly ship?
It probably won't, but it's something I should do. I haven't thought about it until now.
So is there anywhere else? There's just a few more places to discover here. I guess the only reason why I'm really going through and discovering everything is to make sure that it, if I have to come back and take care of it. Well, no, pirates are never really going to come here, are they?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, I'm just going to move on then.
Gear is actually pretty good now. You can go into the Challenge 2 area and fight some pirates if you want.
Sounds good.
Also depends on how much gold you have. If you have 4,000 gold, you can actually buy an upgrade to your ship.
Yeah, not yet. That's definitely what I'm going to be building up to. So what area is kind of depicted here for the game? Is there a specific place on Earth, a specific region, or is it just kind of, nowhere specific, just kind of procedural, whatever?
It is all procedural.
Okay.
I didn't want it to resemble anything. If players actually want to mod it later on, they can. If they want to create a Caribbean, they can do it. Go for it. But myself, I wanted to have a fully procedural world to start with, just to give them a unique experience.
Very cool. Yeah, I guess the one thing that I see from it is the ships and the towns look more, I would say, decidedly European in nature rather than I can't fast travel there. Oh wait, no, that's the enemy territory. Whoops. And not saying that that's a bad thing, but I could see that being something that people mod in as ships that come from kind of different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So there should be pirates around.
Quite a few, yes.
guess I should probably take on some missions then to take out some of the pirate cities and such.
Technically, in a world like this, it's not a good idea to take on missions until you defeat all the pirates. Because right now you got 60% control for pirates and 40% controlled by your faction. So it's a good idea to take over their towns before starting any questing.
I get you.
Otherwise, it's going to be quite difficult. And keep in mind, every time you die, you lose your cargo. So all the quests that you have in that cargo, you end up losing as well.
Gotcha. I think the cannons on the tower got the last shot there, actually. Oh well. So, taking out the pirates, it isn't the free-floating pirates in the ocean, it's the pirate cities themselves, right?
Yes. If you capture all of their towns, then they stop spawning in this particular region. So you end up controlling the region. Currently you got 60% controlled by your faction and 40% by pirates, so your allies are actually doing the work right now. They're taking over their pirate counterparts.
I just sailed into a group of a bunch of them there. Crap. Alright, I'll let that regeneration do its thing here. Single one of them out. Bam, there we go. Alright, time to repair. Plus positive crew, what does that mean?
It's just an item. You can get different kinds of crews, so there's just a prefix for every kind of item, like positive, sullen, or well, different kinds of prefixes. It's just random, basically.
I really have to figure out where these guys are coming from here. Here it is. And I'm screwed. Yo. Whoops. Hey, at least
As you
I know
get
where it's at.
larger ships, you can actually ram the pirates and do the damage that way. If you get a brig of war, for example, you can grab all of these smaller ships, and they end up taking like 50% damage right then and there.
That's awesome.
And depending on your hull, you can actually take no damage. So it's based on the hull. The higher your hull, the more damage you can inflict, and the less damage you end up taking.
Very cool. So now that I've discovered that town, will allies start to join me in kind of assaulting the area?
Yes.
Cool.
Now that you've discovered it, they are aware of it as well, and they will be coming this way. But keep in mind, this is a lower challenge area, so they might have to get close to that town first. Depends on where they are. You can right-click them at any time, and you can actually hire them to follow you, or you can actually even give them orders to where to go. So if you right-click them, hire them, then open up a map, right-click anything on that map, you can actually tell your allies to go in that direction.
Nice. Alright, I'm gonna repair here real quick. Actually, I probably didn't need to repair. I bet the regeneration would have done the job. So then I gotta go down here and find... Well, I can't really see any bright green dots right now, so it's all little towns and settlements I see here. But when I do see somebody, I'll tell them to come with me. That's a really neat system. Plundered by consulate. Cool. So, what was this actually developed in? Was it Unity?
Yep, it's in Unity.
Cool. How long did it take to kind of get the game to this point?
I started it in August.
Nice. August of last year?
No, August of this year.
Oh wow! Holy crap! You work fast, man.
I
This
was
game.
very into it for 3 months, so I got a lot of work done. Now it kind of caught up to me, so it's a lot slower in terms of development because I just need my rest.
It's understandable. So we have a question here. How late period is this set? Are there copper and ironclad ships? Can you upgrade ships as you play?
Yes, you can upgrade your ships. There are 10 different ships right now, and I'm most likely going to be adding more soon. The largest ship is the ship of the line, and the most expensive ship is actually a corvette, which is very fast and maneuverable, but also doesn't have the hit points of a ship of the line. More damage. There are no ironclads, and the time period is, I would say, 17th century. So about the time of the whole Caribbean pirates.
Very cool. So how do I get them to follow and join up with me, the other ships?
Right-click them and hire them.
Maybe I need to get closer. There we go. Hire for 80. And you. Looks like there's a group of 2 of them here. 3 of them.
By default, they're just going to follow you and fight whatever's close to you. They're not going to do anything else. Like, they're not going to repair anything. They're not going to.
That's fine with me. All I need is cannons. All I need is cannons. Oh, I got some cloth dye. Lovely. That stuff sells for a little bit. Alright. Moving
And
up.
if you want your allies to go somewhere, just open up the map, right-click on where you want to go, and tell them to go there.
Cool. Does having more people near an objective point make it easier to capture?
Yes, it goes faster.
Cool.
Alright, buy a break for me, I'll be right back.
Okie dokie. Loot. So yeah, folks, if you have questions, think them up, write them down here. Lady Aiju can probably answer a lot of them. We can answer some of them here on the show. Fancy chest. Salvage. Nice. Cloth dye. I'm fine with green. Positive crew. Oh. We have ourselves a battle. Alright. Cool stuff. Now we can continue down to here. We've got to take this guard tower out. It just obliterated those 2 followers. Whoops. So I got those 2 guys I hired killed. We tried to take out the guard tower.
Guard towers are pretty tough.
Yeah, I see that.
You pretty much have to use hit and run tactics with them.
Do they repair quickly? Or can they
They
only
don't
be
repair.
repaired? Oh, okay.
Yeah, only ships can actually repair them. However, you can get a talent that makes them repair themselves. So it's a useful talent to have. AI never get this talent, only you.
Gotcha. Alright, well, I'm going to go back up here and finish off this guard tower then. Or attempt to, at least. So for a guard tower, what's it mean for it to get extra stars? Will it actually get upgrades?
Every time you get a star, you get plus... Is it 1% crit? I think it's 1% crit for every star. So that one, the guard tower currently has plus 4 crit. Or had, before you killed it.
Yeah. Cool. Alright,
now
now
we... Stars.
Yep, now we have ourselves a guard tower.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that's pretty much, it's kind of a slow battle to take over an area, it looks like.
It depends on your gear and how aggressive you are, but yes, it can take a while.
Nice, got that one.
Challenge 12 areas for me, they take about an hour.
Gotcha. Well, that's really cool. So there's like hours and hours and hours of gameplay. I think of like Heroes of Might and Magic. Some of those maps, you could be playing them for days and days and like literally hundreds of hours on just one map. And it's fun. Like it's not a grind at all. So this same sort of thing. It's just such a peaceful experience, kind of sailing around, collecting loot, and every now and then blasting the hell out of things.
It's a peaceful experience until it gets hair-raising. It can actually get to the point where it's just like you in a territory trying to take it over, and there's 5 pirates all trying to mob you. Hopefully by that point, by the point that you encounter something like that, you're gonna have AoE effects. You can actually get talents that do area damage. Like,
Nice.
for example, it does area effect fire damage, or poison cloud. There's a debuff on anything within it that makes accuracy a lot worse, so they can't really hit you that well.
Gotcha.
And it also does a little bit of damage. There's also later on you can encounter an item that you can equip that lets you do mortar shots. So it's basically a lot of AoE damage in a single shot that takes 2 seconds to travel to your target.
That's really
And that's
cool.
just what's in it now. I plan on adding more stuff.
This is kind of a tough encounter here because I want to keep the lighthouse, but I don't know if I can get them to follow me to the guard tower down here. Then again, I am kind of blasting these guys. They're kind of having a hard time hitting.
Lighthouses actually let you see more of the map, what's there. So they basically give you sight. They explore the map for you, and they alert you to what's in their vicinity. So you can actually see enemy units that pass by. But
That's
beyond
really
that, they don't do anything.
Well, it was a good thing there was a bunch of debris there, otherwise that guy would have just blasted the hell out of me. I'm kind of stuck here, unfortunately.
Rudinet was asking how large can ships of the line get? They're quite large, but they don't have a ton of guns, they just do more damage. They do have more guns than regular ships, but not 100 of them. Main reason is performance. If you have 100 guns on a ship, it's gonna degrade performance big time. So I kept the number lower. I think they have 14 cannons, but the damage is spread out so that the damage is done between those cannons, so they just do more damage, that's all.
I gotcha.
14 cannons on each side, that is. And I think 2 more up front. So they can fire from the front as well.
Neat. Cool, I can sell this guy. Alright, and this crew gets sold. And this cloth dye gets sold. Alright, so I've got some coins. I'm a little ways off from the sloop. That's at 3711. Now, I died. Does that take away the skull that I had?
Yes.
Does
nothing else.
If I use the map to re-enter this area, essentially when I had the skull, would I have gotten 2 allies?
Only if there are no other allies there. So if you enter a new territory that doesn't have any of your towns, then yes, you do get it. However, if you enter a territory like this one that has quite a few of your towns, and chances are it also has allies as well, it's not going to create extra allies for you. Because there's a limit. There's a limit of 4 allies plus you. And it goes up by 1 for every new player that joins.
Okay.
Right.
So we're getting kind of close to the end of the hour. Did you want to stick around a little bit longer, or did you want to kind of wrap it up towards the hour mark? Because I'm still going to keep on playing for another hour either way.
I don't mind. I always find it interesting watching people play. Arudanet was also asking, how persistent is your ship from map to map? Is it like Diablo style, where you build up a ship throughout the maps, or is it more Civ style, where you start fresh on each map? It's more Diablo style. Your ship is persistent. If you start a new world, it goes with you. However, if you want, you can actually create a server, a dedicated server that does not allow player ships. So if you wanted to have like an MMO experience, you can do that. It's just an option.
That's pretty awesome. Alright, so we've taken down a couple of their ships over here. It's pretty good. Gotta go repair here real quick. I probably should repair the guard tower here.
Well, your allies will do it for you. If they happen to be close.
That guy was right up on it a second ago and he didn't, so I'll just do it myself. And then they're trying to take that. They really want that lighthouse. I gotta start going after some of those other towns so we can take them over.
If you actually get close to a pirate town, you prevent it from spawning any new ships for 5 seconds. And if you stay close to it, then it's not going to be creating any new ships altogether.
Yeah, but when I tried to get after it before, there are already 2 or 3 kind of waiting for me in the passage.
They're expecting you to do it.
Yep.
I try to make the AI as fair as possible. Like, AI is not aware of anything that it hasn't explored on its own. If it hasn't discovered a town, it's not going to know about it. If you're like in a territory where you haven't exposed yourself by getting close to a lighthouse or a guard tower, then the enemy is not going to know that you're there altogether. So you can just hide yourself. Speaking of hiding, you can actually get a talent point that's basically drops a cloud of fog on you. That completely makes you invisible for AI. And they cannot get inside of it. You can actually repair, you can drop a cloud and repair yourself if you want in the middle of combat. Or you can actually drop it on an enemy ship or a guard tower, and that will prevent that ship or guard tower from attacking you.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Wiki is asking, are you working on a campaign mode? Not quite sure what you mean. This is the campaign mode.
Yeah, I think he's talking about like a heavily story-driven thing where there's like missions and cutscenes and that sort of stuff.
Oh, no. I like this sandbox game. I might add like story arcs to it because it's always fun. Like long chained quests that give really nice rewards where you can complete them, but I'm not going to be doing any kind of like a static storyline for the game itself, because it's meant to be procedurally generated. It's meant to be a different experience every time you play, and it's really hard to do that with a static storyline, you know?
Right. And I mean, there's ways to add like a dynamic storyline, but those are always like either really, really simplistic, or it's something that, you know, maybe isn't even meaningful. But it's, you know, I'm really happy with the way things already are with it. That it's just kind of, you know, just a sandbox. It's just you and your ship and the rest of the world. Not too much else to it.
Of course, you can bring your friends.
Oh yeah, of course. Ooh, that heavy box was a nice salvage. Alright. Am I able to upgrade my ship yet? Not at this place. This little podunk crap shack we just took over.
Keep in mind, for floating chests like that, it's often a good idea to salvage them over selling them.
Yeah, most of them I've been salvaging. There's only one that I sold because it was a lot more value for the sell than the little bit of extra wood that I would have gotten for the salvage. And that guy following me is a gangster. He's got 5 stars. He's been getting busy around here.
You probably hired him at some point.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I didn't notice how much progress he had already made. I was just, hey buddy, you're with me now. There's gotta be another one somewhere around here. Oh damn it! They took our lighthouse and our guard tower, the ones that I fought so diligently for. Oh well. I think I see a couple of towns down here to get after. But first, I'll let my ally engage.
Danish was asking, does the health damage of enemies scale up based on the number of called players in the vicinity? Health damage does not scale. The number of ships does. There is a team manager in the game that is always trying to balance things out. So if you get 10 players on the same team on the same map, you're gonna have 10 pirates to fight.
Nice. We've almost taken this tower out, but it's almost taken me out too. Oh, actually, we did take it out. And it looks like I crashed into the shore, and that's why I almost died there. Sweet. +1 talent. Hell yeah. They really don't want to lose this guard tower, it looks like. I keep running into the shoreline here. Whoops. Oh well, I've got plenty of wood. Nice.
The reputation points that you're getting, it's actually affecting prices. So the better you rep, the less things are gonna cost, including ships.
Nice.
And so lets you get rumors in towns. So if you actually check the rumors tab while in towns, at first it just tells you that like this town needs that and this town happens to be producing that, so it helps you make a profit. But later on, as your reputation rises, it actually will tell you that you're gonna make this much profit by doing this. So
nice. That's really cool.
Yep, and as it rises even higher, it will automatically pick the highest profit routes for you.
Very cool. All right. That's a really nice system. So it allows people to kind of stick around in an area and work at things a little bit and actually have their deeds mean something. It's pretty cool. That's always a nice thing in a sandbox, when your actions are actually meaningful, instead of just like, you know, oh yeah, no, that's just some event that happened based on whatever circumstances. Nice, Northern Ornate chest. And that was definitely a nice salvage. So what was the, why did you decide to allow people to kind of sell out in the field rather than having to go back to a town?
Sell out in the field? What do you mean?
Yeah, or sell, you know, away from a town just to be able to sell or salvage whenever.
Oh, you can salvage. It's just a box with gold in it.
Oh no, no. I mean, I have the options that says that I can sell things even though I'm not at a town. Or do I actually have to be in town to have that work?
If you try that, it tells you that you cannot do it. You have to be docked first.
Gotcha. Alright, let's take this pirate town. Was this a pirate town when we got here, or did it just become a pirate town? 'Cause I don't remember it being
It's
a
like it was, because there was only one left, as far as I can tell.
Ah, okay. Pirates have been driven out. Alright, success.
So, now this area is completely yours.
Yep, and now I'm almost up to being able to get the new ship.
Oh, pro tip, you can hold space to anchor yourself and stop faster.
Gotcha.
This way you won't be running into shores.
So how do I kind of unstick myself when I get in a position like this, or I just have to fast travel back to the area?
You just have to keep turning yourself until your butt of the ship is not on the shore, basically.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's much easier. Alright.
You can actually go to the next zone now. Now that you've captured this one, you can go and capture the one ahead of it. You cannot fast travel there.
Yeah. Let me kind of check here. So how do I kind of see the details on a town from a distance? What button do I have to press from the map?
If you press the map button itself, so M, and hover over any town, it tells you what's there.
Oh, there we go. Let's see, abundance of coffee, shortage of spices. Does anybody have an abundance of spices? Abundance of wheat.
If you check the town's rumors page, it actually gives you suggestions for what you should be carrying in terms of trade materials.
Ah, cool. So I did find some spices. So there was this town down here that has a shortage. So that's where I'm gonna go. Yeah, no, that's I'll definitely check the rumors at the next town. I just wanted to kind of try pathfinding on my own to see what it was like. Yeah, it's pretty easy actually. Of course, we'll see how much I actually get when I get there with it. Let's see, some suggestion. Maybe let us bury some gold on islands while players
Playing on a persistent
Yeah.
servers. Well, currently you don't lose gold when you die, so the question is, why would you bury something that you are not gonna lose anyway? You know, it's the same situation as with banks. Some people suggested storing gold in a town bank and then having other players be able to raid the town to capture the bank. And yes, it's interesting, but why would you put anything in a bank if you can lose it? You know, it's that kind of a question.
Right. Did I just accept a quest?
You can always check what quest you have by opening the inventory and hovering over your cargo items.
No, I don't have a quest. It just gave me a path for some reason.
Oh, it's something that you can do yourself. You can just click on any town or any unit and it'll let you follow the line to that unit.
Oh, neat.
You can basically set your own waypoints if you like.
Very cool. Alright.
Lord is asking if there's a list of public servers available. There's only one player-run dedicated server that is mentioned on Steam forums. There are no public servers per se, just one.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start doing a little bit of damage up here, and eventually I'll get the gold and upgrade my ship. So all the equipment that I have on my current ship is relevant for the next ship, right? The hulls, the sails, and all of that?
The only thing that gets upgraded is the ship itself. Your equipment will stay as it is.
Okay, cool. And if I get my ship destroyed, it doesn't downgrade to the next lowest one, right?
Sorry, I missed that.
If my ship gets destroyed, I don't get downgraded to a lower ship?
Oh, no, of course not.
Okay.
That would be very cruel if it was like that. You get a ship on the line, this time you die, you're back to a sleep.
I'm sure EVE Online players would love that. Of course, that would mean you'd have to be able to kind of stockpile your ships or whatever. And,
yeah. They would have to cost a lot less for that, because the highest ship right now is 150,000 gold.
ooh.
Yeah. But keep in mind, the rewards scale with the challenge level as well. So you end up getting like 10 times more gold in higher level challenge areas.
Right, I got this guy on the ropes here. He couldn't really get more than that first volley off. Outmaneuvered. Now give me the loot. So how does the creative mode work? How do the creative tools work? I didn't mess around with that at all.
It's basically just an item that you start with that lets you create guard towers and lighthouses right away without having to get a quest. You can get the same exact item as a drop from pirate captains later in the game.
Oh, neat. Like, I've got a box of construction supplies I think that guy gave me. Is that the sort of thing I can use to make a guard tower?
Yep.
Oh, neat.
So yeah, if you actually equip it, you put it in the cargo slot, then you'll be able to create guard towers and lighthouses and everything else. Normally, if you don't have that item, then you can actually buy guard tower and lighthouse creation kits from towns that you capture. So if you want to protect the town and you don't have the tools, you can just buy it from them and then do that.
I gotcha. Very cool.
You need to capture the town first.
Give a guard tower to this town. Guys, that's just the kind of nice guy I am. Incense 827, holy crap.
Yeah, it can get really expensive.
Profit of 78. 78, that's nothing.
Keep in mind though, if you're placing a guard tower, it's a good idea to place it a little bit further away from the buildings, town buildings, because otherwise you're basically taking up a slot from where the town can expand. So there's less space for the town to expand, and the town is not going to be able to expand as much.
I had no idea. Man, there's a flock of pirates up in there. Holy crap. I guess that was a town they just raided. It's hard to tell if it's the town or the pirate because the dots are black either way. It's not like the other stuff.
Yeah. Generally, if they're moving, then they're ships. If they're not moving, then there's something else.
Right. But when there's a cluster of them, it's hard to tell which ones are moving and which ones aren't.
Yep.
And it's mine again. Alright. Plunderino. Plunderific. You. You're hired. You. You're hired. You. You're hired. Alright.
I'm not sure we should upgrade your ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade the ship, but I also want to have a bunch of allies. We just took this place back. I don't know if I'll be able to buy the ship here. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Not in size 1.
But man, we are about to obliterate this dude right here. Shazam. Alright. Our pirate game indeed. Well, actually, we're pirate killers, really.
You can play as a pirate if you want.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
there's less point to it. You just end up plundering everything.
Alright. Guard tower restored. You guys have it covered. So I don't get credit for people I've hired killing things even if I don't get a shot off?
Nope. You have to get the last shot to get the credit for it. Well, it doesn't matter much because you get experience either way. The only thing you don't get is stars.
Gotcha. Okay. Just so long as you get credit, that's the most important. It looks like one of the dudes, I don't know if that was my follower or one of the dudes who added to the party anyway. Alright, let's repair this up. And he's dead. Alright, repairing the guard tower.
Just keep in mind though, if all the allies are following you, it means they're not defending anything else, so the pirates can just have a free go at all of your towns in the meantime.
That's true. I should definitely do something about that. Yeah, it looks like one of my followers got killed, so... Yeah, it looks like this town was plundered by pirates again. Alright. Fortunately, we have overwhelming firepower. And that was easy. So if I'm in the proximity of a town, repairs are cheaper or faster?
If you dock to a town, then they're free.
Oh,
They
okay.
don't cost anything.
I was just a little too far away there. Whoops. Oh, actually, I couldn't because it wasn't my town yet.
Yeah, that would do it. And if you are in shallow water, then repairs cost less. If you're in deep water, they cost more.
Interesting. So I think that pirate town is to the north here.
They're coming from the north, so that would be a good guess.
So are there any things that you're interested in or excited to kind of see from players, see players actually do in the game? Or, you know, maybe mods and stuff that you'd want to be able to see people make when they get the opportunity?
There's a mod that I want to make. I don't know about players. It's always interesting for me to just watch players play the game, to see what they do with it, to see what they find interesting. You know, I've seen players create really heavily defended maps with like an entire map just covered with siege towers, and you know. But in terms of mods, I don't know. A lot of people have been doing translation.
That's
and
cool.
Earlier on, before I actually added customization to the game, players were modding the configuration file and just adding their own factions with a different color of sails and whatnot. But yeah, the entire game itself, it's just the configuration file that comes with the game. Is just a text file. You can edit it. You can add your own factions. You can change anything there, like prices of just about everything.
Nice.
Even the starting equipment that players start with, you can change that as well. And it's automatically synchronized with everyone who join your game. So you don't have to send it to them. They just automatically download it.
Gotcha.
They basically give up the rules.
Can you add death consequences? Like, could you make it that people lose their gold if they die? Or is I mean, as a moddable feature?
As a moddable feature, yes.
Nice.
But not just by editing a text file, though.
Right.
More complicated mods is something that I am going to be working on for the next 2 months or so. You know, the actual mods that involve code and new ships, like the ability to add new models to the game, because models are not just like a 3D model, you drop it into the game and it works. There's a lot more to it.
Right.
What you don't actually see is all of these ships, they're not actually ships, they're cars. They all have wheels. You just don't see them.
Oh, you mean in terms of like the controls and mechanics and such?
Yep. They're basically cars.
That's
I
pretty
took
funny.
I took the code that I had for like a game with tanks and other vehicles and just made it work like this. Made it seem like it's a ship. And well, I don't want to get too technical into it, but I mean, it felt really nice, and I just kept it, and this is the result.
I like it. That's a really cool way to approach it. I really like the actual kind of weight to the ships. It doesn't just kind of feel like some piece of styrofoam that's arbitrarily being guided about. It actually feels like it's something that's got momentum to it. The effects of dealing with wind are actually meaningful too. Now that I've played it a little bit more and kind of noticed, it really does help.
Yep. Although as your equipment gets better and you get higher speed stat, it's gonna matter less and less.
Cool.
There's still gonna be some wind resistance, but the wind resistance is gonna be much reduced as your speed increases. However, if your sails get shredded, then yeah, you're not gonna be able to move much.
Yeah, I've seen that happen to people before. There we go. And he's dead.
Moby Duck was saying someone needs to mod amphibious cars.
You know, I'm sure people will mod in all sorts of silly, hilarious stuff, and I'm sure people will make modern vehicle versions, like you know, aircraft carriers and stuff like that, and big old warships, metal things.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm sure a modern variation of the game would actually be really a lot of fun, or even a sci-fi sort of thing.
Sci-fi version of this is something I've actually considered doing as a game as well.
Nice.
Just basically instead of ships, you're controlling spaceships, and you got nebulas and stars with the gravity wells and everything, and planets. It's an interesting thought.
Very cool. Alright, so I just upgraded the ship, and let's take it out for a spin here. I think we took over all the pirate stuff because I don't see the bar at the top anymore.
Yep. You took them out.
Very cool.
You need to actually choose the ship in order to pick it.
Oh.
You
Whoops.
bought it, but you didn't actually equip the ship per se.
Yeah, I was noticing it does. It's like, wait a minute, this doesn't look any bigger. And actually, I could see, honestly, this being kind of the grounds for a like a real-time RTS kind of game, where you've got some people actually managing stuff on the land, some people doing the ocean stuff, maybe some people in flying vehicles that are like, you know, quicker for scouting or light attacks and stuff. And actually, this being modded into kind of the next, I don't know, Warcraft, Starcraft sort of thing, except it's multiplayer and everybody gets in on it instead of just a few people. Be pretty neat.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with it. Like a flying ship is actually something that I'm considering adding at some point. Not even as a mod, just adding it as it is. It's not going to be particularly fast, because it's just going to be like a Zeppelin, but it's something that I definitely want to add.
That could be fun. How would it be for targeting from the ships on the water firing up at it? Would they have to fire from further away, or would they just kind of assume they get the angle?
They would have to get a pretty good angle for that. So that means that their range stat has to be really high in order to just be able to hit the thing up high. Because range affects the velocity of all the projectiles, and if the range is not high enough, then it's not going to go high enough to even hit the target.
Cool. Because you are actually using real physics with this. It isn't just like, you know, dice rolling and paper and pencil mechanics. Things actually have to have the range to hit things.
Yep, that's right.
Pretty cool. I've noticed that a lot. Sometimes people will shoot short when I'm trying to escape, and they'll miss a lot of their shots on at least the first volley at that position.
Yep. Especially later on, as you get faster ships and higher stats, you can actually kind of weir away from incoming fire and basically have the fire miss you. So it's a survival tactic.
Very cool. Oh man, I've got 4 points available. I'm gonna get some upgrades going here. So we've got reinforced sails, reinforced hull. I think I was looking to get the improvements of the range of all of the weapons, because I like range.
It's nice. I suggest maxing out hull and going with something else.
Yeah, I've got hull maxed out now.
Oh, you can actually even get the AoE, first AoE, poison.
I should have got that. Whoops.
That's okay. You'll get it next time.
Oh, the noxious fumes. I see.
Yep.
Very cool.
You can get the fog cloud as well to escape combat.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, you were saying about that earlier. I'm excited to mess around with that. This ship, I actually have to kind of cruise at a lower speed. It actually seems like it moves fast enough to be a threat to myself, just trying to sail around or whatever, not paying attention.
Well, like I mentioned, you can actually hold space to stop faster.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty helpful. Alright, next area. So I should be ready for Challenge 3, shouldn't I?
Oh yeah, you're set.
But it won't let me go to a Challenge 3.
No, you cannot teleport there, you can sail there though.
Oh, okay.
So just sail from the edge of the map and you'll get there.
Alright, well, here I go. Balloons, visuals would be interesting. Yeah, I can definitely see a lot of interesting stuff. You know, mods and otherwise being added. Have you thought of other types of towers, like ones that specifically to take out the sails? They might not necessarily destroy a ship, but they would be able to keep it from getting away and just have a really high range on it or something.
There's a higher version of the guard tower. It's called a siege tower. It does a lot more damage and it has a lot higher range. And it also will see right through fog. So it's not going to be confused by you hiding in a fog cloud. But it doesn't do any extra damage to sails. It just does more damage. And it has a lot more hit points as well. They're very dead. Like even
Gotcha.
with a high gear, I cannot take out a siege tower one-on-one. I have to get in, drop a couple of AoEs, get out, repair, and take it on that way.
Cool. Gotcha. So they are definitely a worthy thing to build up and have. So, lighthouse, that'll help out a little bit here.
Lord Wiki was asking, how do you keep your TP upgrades from ship to ship? What is a TP upgrade?
Not sure. I think he's talking about tech point upgrades.
Everything is kept. The only, like when you upgrade a ship, it's just like an upgrade on an item. It's no different.
Man, that tower is going to take a while to actually defeat.
A good thing to do when you just enter a new town or new region is to capture a town first.
Well, I'll see if I can take this town right here without the guard tower interfering. Nope.
No, you can't.
Well, it wasn't actually hitting me from there, though. Oh, nope, they're gonna get at me from the other end, though.
Yep. Once you get close to a guard tower, it gives the enemies sight of where you are, and once they're aware of where you are, they're gonna come and harass you. It can also be used as a tactic, as a distraction tactic. You can get seen somewhere attacking something, and then you get out of range and you go somewhere else where you're not seen. The AI will not know where you went, so they're gonna come and investigate where you last have been. Because they're following the same exact course as a player.
Probably not a bad idea to get away then. Sneak back around. Repairing shallow water. There we go. That's cool that repairing the shallow water actually makes it quicker. That's pretty neat. So there's not going to be any need for like keeping up on food or any stuff like that, is there?
Nope.
Cool. I honestly haven't really felt any struggle to keep my resources up.
It will get more expensive later on. Like
Gotcha.
the amount of wood it takes to repair your hull depends on the actual hull item, the value of the hull item. So as you get higher and higher hull items, it's going to cost more and more to repair. In Challenge 12 is roughly like 30 wood per tick just to repair your ship, for example.
Wow.
And the guard towers and everything scales with the challenge level as well. Like even all the abilities that you have, well, aside from the starting ones that you got, like a fog cloud, for example, or inferno or poison cloud, they're all affected by the challenge level. So the higher the challenge level, the more it costs to use them. It's most noticeable with siege towers. Like to put a siege tower in a challenge 12 or challenge 13 areas, it costs like over 1,000 stone, I think, and something like 500 wood. It's a ridiculous amount.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can see the pirates aren't really too happy that I took that town, so we're going to be kind of on the defensive for a little bit.
Yep. To place guard towers on the shore, you need to get closer.
Yeah, I'm going to actually place them up along near this lighthouse after I take it back over.
I suggest you place guard towers close to the town. This way, well, not too close though. But if it's close to a town, they can actually defend the town while you're not there, obviously.
That's true, that's a good idea. Alright, I'll definitely do that. I gotta make sure, like you said, that it's far enough away to not get attacked. Actually, I see my allies are kind of grouped up down to the south. I think I might be able to take some pot shots at this guard tower again. Nope, I'm being pursued. Never mind. Time to defend the lighthouse. Fortunately, staying behind this guy shouldn't be too difficult.
It becomes more difficult later on when AI start dropping aerial effects on you. They can actually use Inferno and the cloud, the poison cloud and everything. They drop on you. So if you get a couple of them, the entire screen basically gets covered with all kinds of nasty effects.
Oh wow. That's cool.
You just beached yourself.
Yeah, I did. It looks like my allies have been taking some of the stuff down there too.
Yep, they took a town for you.
Well, that's awfully nice of them.
They're trying to be helpful like that.
Well, it's the least they could do for all grouping up together.
Yeah, it's actually a good tactic with multiplayer as well. Like one player goes to one side of the map and distracts the AI, while the other town goes to the other side of the map and caps all the towns.
Crap.
You can even do that with AI units as well. Just hire them, send them off somewhere, and do something else yourself.
That's a good idea. Right now, I've just got to retreat. Fortunately, I don't think they can actually catch up to me here.
I keep watching you running into shores.
Yeah.
It's painful.
Well, it's because I don't want to cut my momentum, but I want to keep going. Keep turning, rather. I guess I should just stop and then turn and then keep going or whatever. Alright. At least you can kind of collide through the dock and there's no problem.
Some people on the forums actually complain about that, and I did add it as a collidable object early on, but it was just so painful to dock with a town and then having to back out of the town, especially if there's someone attacking you and you're trying to get out of the dock area from town. It was not a good gaming experience. That's why I removed collision from it.
Gotcha. Original, I'm playing with keyboard and mouse. The game does not fully have gamepad support quite yet.
Well, it has gamepad support as of last update. It's just I can't play with it.
Oh, really? It does?
Yep.
Oh, I thought that there was a question earlier about gamepad support. Well, let me give it
just added like an hour ago. I guess 2 hours now.
So that was that update I got a second ago.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh. Steering is on the right stick, not the left stick, huh?
Yes. The main reason is you can aim with the left stick and use the right thumb to press buttons. Otherwise it's very uncomfortable. So I tried it with the left stick steering and the right stick aiming, and you aim with the same thumb as pressing buttons. It's just not convenient at all.
I could see that, though some of the pressable buttons could be put on the triggers as well, but I guess that's where you got some of the steering stuff already, so...
One of the triggers is for the anchor button. I think it's the left one. Is the anchor.
I see.
And you still have to use the mouse to use the user interface and all that.
Yeah.
You can rebind the keys to the buttons on the controller as well. So like even to open a map, you can actually rebind that key to something on a controller.
Gotcha. Oh, what is this piece of equipment? Oh, it's a side grade. Never mind. Some good stuff. Oh, that's cool. I mean, the ability to bind things is definitely nice. Now, can you have like multiple sets of key bindings, or is it just kind of one button per device, I guess?
It's one button right now, although it makes sense to add more than one.
Alternate keybinds, yeah, gives people more customization. Now, how is the configuration just set up for the kind of North American keyboards right now?
It's whatever you want. I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, I mean, there's like other places don't necessarily use the QWERTY keyboard, and I was wondering if you have the, I guess, different language or localization versions rather for the configuration of the keyboard.
Oh no, you can just rebind to whatever you want.
Oh, cool.
Like even the WASD keys, you can actually rebind them by starting the game. You get this dialog popping up. There's a tab there that lets you change it.
Oh, cool. That makes things easier. Okay, so I don't want this down to get taken, so I guess I should probably build up near it.
Personally, when I play the game, I generally use the mouse to even control the ship. I just use the mouse.
Yeah, the mouse feels pretty good for. Well, actually, I'm using the keyboard to steer because that's just, I guess, more my style. But you said you actually use the mouse to steer then?
Yep.
Nice. Do you click the hotkeys, or do you have a mouse with like 12 buttons on it, like a Razer Naga or something like that?
Yeah, I got one of those.
Okay. Cool. Well, that makes things really convenient. So you really do just play it with one hand then, don't you?
Well, it's I tend to use the left side of the keyboard to activate abilities, and just right hand is on the mouse to steer myself and aim.
Gotcha. Okay. Dang it, I just ran into the shore again. I didn't even think I was that close to it that time. I'm kind of wedged in place there. Is there a limit to how close the guard towers can be to each other?
Yes, there is a limit. You can probably place a guard tower on the other side of the town, but that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely cannot place them next to each other.
Gotcha.
You keep running into the shore.
I do. Well, it's a really tight space. And I didn't design the collisions for this game, so, you know, it's a little bit different for me than it is for you.
This is some really nice locations for towers, actually. They're away from the town and close enough to actually defend the harbor. Very nice.
It's a pretty nice defensible location for sure. I think
And
the
it's
one.
a
Go ahead.
decently sized town. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a size 5.
Nice. Well, it's a good one to keep then.
You can actually get a brigantine ship in here. A medium-sized ship.
Nice. How much are those? Those are like 8,000 or something?
The good ones, 25,000.
25,000.
But if you get that ship, you're gonna breeze right through the next several zones. I used a brigantine, a royal brigantine actually, up until challenge level 8, I believe. Because early on, you can just ram things with it. Because the ship is so much heavier than all these smaller ships that you see sailing about, and you can easily destroy them by hitting them with the hull. It drops them 50% right there.
Gotcha. So this town, I think, is gonna be tougher to get some turrets to defend it because there's no. Oh, there's spots nearby. I take it back. I just have to make sure that it's not gonna hinder development. close. I guess this is going to be the spot. There, you see, I used the spacebar and didn't run into it this time.
When placing guard towers, it's also a good idea to place them up on the hill, because the higher you place them, the higher the arc needs to be in order to hit them, the shooting arc.
Gotcha. So it forces them to have to get a lot closer.
Yep.
That's fine, I'll ram my ship into the shore if I have to do it just to get the building location. Whatever. So that's because it's proximity based. Is there any way to extend how far you can build out on the shoreline? Because I really did have to ram it there to get that position.
Yeah, there's a limit. It's a sensible limit, because I don't want players placing guard towers where AI cannot even hit them.
Right.
That's kind of cheap.
So those two towns are probably in good shape.
Yeah, I would say they are.
Alright. So
You
I guess...
can even get a talent later on that lets you buff all these towers, giving them 50% more hit points, 50% more damage. They become very deadly.
Nice. So I'm just gonna stir them up real quick and grab this lighthouse. I probably won't even be able to grab it. They'll just come after me here pretty soon.
Unless they happen to be occupied somewhere.
Yo, actually they kind of are in the south, so maybe this is going to be my opportunity to get a couple more hits on this guard tower that they seem like they've been able to repair pretty sufficiently. Otherwise it would still have damage from earlier on it. Oh,
I'm sure
I've got some allies nearby. Maybe they will help me. Hooray, allies. Alright, we're taking this town. Oh, can I take both at the same time?
Yes.
That's awfully nice.
Your allies are actually sailing pretty nice ships too.
Yeah, I saw that. That's not like
That's
the
ship
last
I'm
though.
talking about.
What was that?
The Royal Brig. The allies, they're sailing a Royal Brig.
Nice.
It's a nice ship. You can actually even fire from the front, not just the sides.
The front, huh? Is it like one of those giant main cannons up front?
Just a pair of cannons up there. They don't do a whole lot of damage, but it's nice when you happen to be chasing something.
Yeah. That makes sense. So, I think I'm not actually going to put down... Well, we've already got that turret there, the guard tower that they already put down, so I don't have to worry too much about defense. Maybe I could put down another one.
You're at 60%.
That's true.
You
I
got
think-
2 towns to go.
Yeah, there's one in the south I see.
hmm
Other than that random, what's it called? Trying to randomize the map and having it lock up the game. It seems pretty bug-free and pretty solid and really good shape here.
It was quite buggy when it just first launched on early access, but since then, players have been playing it quite a bit and spotting all kinds of things that I was able to fix.
Nice.
It's not fully bug-free yet, but it's much smoother than it used to be.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, it's
Dapper 90
what was that?
asking, Dapper 90 was asking if there's an end to this game or is it perpetual. You can consider conquering the entire world an end, but it really depends on what you want. And this is a sandbox game.
I suppose you can kind of reverse the role once you've conquered everything. You get the pirate flag and then take it back over as a pirate.
Yes, you can do that. You can actually even switch factions while in the game. If you start doing quests for a different faction, they will eventually offer you to join them by giving you their flag. So you can actually equip that flag and you will become part of their faction instead.
That's really cool. I had no idea. Because I had noticed when I was playing on a server that had a couple of factions, that there was distinctly a difference, but it didn't seem like there was much of a problem. I could still dock, I could still repair, I could still trade. It's just their color was different from my color, and neither of us were pirates.
Yep. You can actually challenge their territory, and then you end up fighting them in PvP. You can take over their towns, their structures, and destroy them if you want, but it's completely optional. Obviously, doing that also lowers your reputation with that faction as well.
Yeah.
While you're questing for them, it raises your reputation.
That makes sense. And honestly, we haven't been doing too much questing. We've mostly just been doing Conqueror Conquest here. So, if anybody's interested in what questing is, just do quests.
You're the exact opposite of Krem. All Krem did for like 4 hours straight is pretty much questing.
You know, I quested for like the first 2 hours I played the game. Not that it isn't fun, but I'm more interested in the action when I kind of came into the interview here. So it's definitely been fun seeing a lot more of the combat. Aha! You're stuck repairing there. I've got the jump on you. He's screwed. Alright, that's one. And there's this other one here. He's contesting the lighthouse like a jerk. And I'm ashore apparently, so I can't get... There we go. That's fine, we'll take this lighthouse back. That won't take very long. Meanwhile, I'm gonna seal his escape. Alright. And yes, run into shore in the process. Someone's saying, Waylander saying is somewhere between like Age of Bounty and Sid Meier's Bounty.
What's Sid Meier's Bounty?
I think they mean Sid Meier's Pirates. Unless it was localized as Sid Meier's Bounty in other places.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't played Age of Bounty. I don't know what that is. I definitely played quite a bit of Sid Meier's Pirates, though.
Very cool. There are a lot of lighthouses here. But, you know, that's how procedural stuff works. Sometimes you get a lot of lighthouses.
Yep.
Is there, other than the 5 towns, is there a limit to the amount of lighthouses and guard towers and stuff that can start on a map?
Yes. It depends on the challenge level. Lower challenge levels have less of them.
Gotcha.
There's no specific number that I can quote, but yeah, there is a limit. Also keep in mind that you can place your own, and quite a lot of them, a lot more than that you normally would find in the map. Of course, there's also a limit, but this limit is not number-based. It is simply based on like how close you can place them to the existing ones.
It's a good thing that we're not able to ram each other. I probably keep taking a bunch of damage and keep getting rammed by my allies here.
Yep.
I keep
I
on
tried it with the like friendly ramming damage, but it was just no, just no.
That bad, huh?
Yeah.
I see where their town's at. We'll look at taking this town and then probably wrapping it up here.
Hmm.
Looks like the allies are all following me here, even though I didn't hire any of them. That's nice. Now they're going to that lighthouse. That's fine. Hey, buddy.
They get sidetracked. Even if they do start following you on their own, just without you hiring them, they tend to get sidetracked quite a bit.
Yeah.
If you do follow them, then they're pretty adamant about following you, but on their own,
Oh man, I had that guy on the ropes, but I guess I wasn't able to get the angle or something. Weird. Oh well. Because I had a lot more health than him when we kind of pulled alongside each other, but...
You rammed into the shore again, though.
Yeah, but was I still taking more damage for running into the shore? I had stopped.
You were at about 30%, but you were close to him when he exploded, and that also makes you take damage.
Oh, I did not know that. That is definitely good to know. My sails are shredded.
Yeah, it's a good idea to stay out of their line of fire, because when they do get a shot off with the chain shot, it really hurts their sails big time.
Yeah.
Chain shot, it has very, very short range. You can increase it by raising your range stat, but when you first start with it, it's like you pretty much have to be right next to the ship in order to hit them.
Gotcha.
There's also a talent that raises both chain shot damage and volley damage by up to 50%. It is very nice to have.
That is pretty awesome. Alright, so, well, I guess we did actually take the town. It looks like the allies came in after me and did it or something.
Mm-hmm.
As we've only got the one left. Well, very cool. Not a bad place to leave things off. I just want to fire one noxious shot before we wrap up here, because I just unlocked it. See what that's all about. Now it looks like the south is where their final town is anyway, so might as well head on over. Thanks, ally. Thanks for ramming me. Yeah, now I can see how that would be a really big issue. It's just too easy for your allies to ram one another even in a small battle.
Yep.
Alright. Oh, I see. Anybody who goes through it gets hit by the poison and fog. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really powerful technique. Nice.
It's a good idea to try to drop it in front of your enemies rather than on top of them.
Yeah. Alright. So we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you very, very much for coming. I really, really, really appreciate it. It has been awesome having you on. It's been awesome chatting with you for the past couple hours. I hope you've been having fun with it here too.
Definitely. It's always fun to watch people play, and thanks for having me.
Very cool. Awesome. So, all of you awesome folks in the audience, let's see which one of you gets a chance to take this game home for your very own Declan. And while we resolve that sort of thing, I am going to just kind of wrap up and we will end the broadcast. So, thank you all very much once again. This is Who's Gaming Now. I am Legendary Neurotoxin. We have ArenMook here. We have Michael Lyashenko, the creator of Windward. Definitely follow up. Check the information in the upper left. Head on over there. Buy the game. You can get it on Steam. Play it a lot because it's a lot of fun. Give your feedback. Where's the best place for people to give feedback for you?
Probably Steam forums.
Cool
Just
deal.
forums for the game itself.
All right. Very cool. So head on over there, everybody, if you want to give some feedback on this lovely game. And that wraps it up. See you all later. Have a good one.
Take care.